Dave Dog here. This is Season 10, Episode 5 of Road to Glory with Bradford Park Avenue. And we're going to get straight in for the transfer news. We've signed a big player, Frankie Edwards, on a free transfer. He's a defensive midfielder, plenty of experience, 3.5 star, potential for 4.5 star. As we can see, much experience at higher level, recently with Fleetwood in League One. Played 2 games for us so far. Nothing special, but he's still feeling his way in there and he's going to be a big player. The defensive out-and-out midfielder we've wanted since Fielding has been on the wane. Started off his career at Wolves, played Alfreton at this level, and again, not brilliant, 6.7, 6.6. Played a lot of games there though. A good signing, only 24 years old, and as we say, he can play as a central defender, but best as a defensive midfielder, can also play in centre midfield as well. Really been looking for this type of player for a long time. So all of the signings we brought in this season have been a lot better than previous seasons, since we've dispensed with our director of football. More agents coming forward. This was the latest one, the Frankie Edwards. I went through the agent suggestions and he was one that cropped up. We just still need to get that right back in. We're still playing the 3 central defenders and we're getting caught out sometimes out on the wide and conceding goals from crosses. So still looking for that elusive right back. May have to bring one of the young players through and persist with that. Let's have a look at the results then. I'm going to just go through these very quickly. I'm trying to make these videos a little bit shorter and not go into detail on each match. Let me know in the comments if you're bothered about this, or if you're not bothered at all, if you want to read it yourself rather than me going through it. But we've been doing well since that loss to Guiseley in the last episode. So here we go then. All the results are there. After the Guiseley defeat, we played the following Tuesday against Barwell at home. They're bottom of the league, and it was a 6-2 thrashing. 2 goals for Donaghy, 1 for Greenwell, 1 for Keenlyside, 1 for Westwood and 1 for Hinchy, who came on a sub. We then had the FA Trophy 3rd round and we went away to Matlock. It was a 2-2 draw and we lost on penalties. Yeah, it was a marathon penalty shootout, losing 10-9 in the end. First 9 penalties for either side all went in, and it was McIntyre that missed our first one, and then they missed one, and Macaulay stepped up and missed his. So we lost 10-9. Westwood out with a hamstring injury. Bit of a blow, but it's not affected us too much as we won the 4 successive games since then, out of the FA Trophy. We didn't let that bother us too much, as the following Tuesday we went away to Kidderminster. They were in good form and it was a 1-0 win. Keenlyside getting the goal on 50 minutes. Hereford at home, we had a little break there, 9th to the 20th of December. And we were 2-0 winners. Sams and Fiora with a late goal to make it safe. 3-2 against Matlock at home. We got revenge for that cup knockout. It was a tight game. 2 goals for Trusty and 1 for Sams. So Sams chipping in successive games there. He's recently passed 400 games for us. A real stalwart in our defence still, even though his star rating is declining. And the last game was a tough one. Went 4-1, 2-2-1. This was to accommodate our new signing with a defensive midfielder rather than the 4-3-2-1. Ricky Donaghy was the goal scorer on 55 minutes, but we got over the line and that was our last game. Today, got a tough game away to Fylde. They are 7th in the league and in good form. So let's see how we're lining up today then. Just before we do that, we can see the fixtures for today, and if you look at the bottom there, Guiseley's game at Southport has been postponed. This gives us a chance to go 5 points clear at the top. We've regained our top spot. Fylde are in 7th place in that last playoff spot by a point from Kidderminster, who have a game in hand. Banbury behind them have 2 games in hand. So Fylde will be wanting to win to keep in the playoff picture. Let's see the lineup then. So here we go. I'm tinkering again with the formation. We've got the 3 centre-backs, but we've also brought in the youngster Adamir at right wing-back. He's not experienced, but we've been conceding goals on that right side due to space there. We just had Claxton on the left as a wing-back, and we don't have a winger that can really come back and play. So Adamir comes in for Banks. Edwards moved further forward to join Fiora in the midfield as a defensive central midfielder. The front three are the same. Donaghy up front as a pressing forward, Trusty behind him as a shadow striker, and Keenly side out on the left. We're going in positive. I just think we need to be a little bit more defensively stable. We didn't concede any goals in the last few games, but they were against lower sides, and Fylde are a different proposition on their home ground. So that's how we're lining up then. Macaulay in goal, central defensive three of Sams, Atwood and Florio. Florio coming in to replace Higby. Florio doesn't work well with Atwood, although if we go on the dotted line, it does say both players are well suited to each individual role, although they're not a good partnership together. So we'll see about that. I don't take too much thought into these dashed lines. Claxton on the left, Ademir on the right. Big game for Ademir. Although he's not been brilliant, he's not been really poor. We're just taking that risk here. We don't have another player who can really play that position that well. Florio has done, but he's more of a centre-back than a wing-back. Edwards and Fiora in centre, and those three up front. Donaghy, Trusty and Keenly side. Let's get into the game then. So we're in the dressing room. Before the team talk, we've got Sams and Trusty who are motivated, and also Zach Scott on the bench. Of course, Fiora's aggressive as usual, and everybody else composed. No nerves there. So what we're going to say, we're going to go with Gianluca's suggestion. We're doing well and we're on a good run. So let's keep that going, shall we? Can we pump fists and say that? We can. Doesn't make any difference whatsoever. Let's just have a word with the defenders. Need a strong defence. Go out and make me proud. Sams is inspired and Claxton's motivated. We need a strong defensive performance if we're to get anything from this game, and definitely if we need 3 points. 4-2-3-1 for Fylde. That man Westendorf up front, the favourite to be the Golden Boot winner of the league, and a new formation for us. Looks defensively solid. If it is, we will get something from this game. Let's kick off then. They are, of course, the favourites for this game. They're evens favourites for this game. We're just over 2-1 at 12-5, and we have the better form coming into this game. Ademir has suffered a bruised knee already, but we should be able to nurse him through. Let's hope so. And it's nothing happening so far, just the one shot, so we're keeping them out. Nothing on target, nothing from us, and it's 50-50 possession. So we're really blanking out the game, and remove the team instruction, get stuck in. I didn't know I had that on. Let's get it off. And here we have a highlight just before half time. It's raining again. It is the 1st of January. Happy New Year, everybody. 20, what are we in? 32 now? Something like that. Who cares? Murphy to O'Shea out on the right. We've got man out there now. We're not getting these wingers and there's Westendorf over the top. We're not getting the wingers isolated and running into the box. We've got Telmartio, Atwood to Mark Westendorf. We've got somebody on a generic marking of Westendorf, but we haven't seen anything of him. So nothing from us whatsoever. No shots, just a one shot on target from them. And nobody is playing well for us. 6.8 Macaulay, the best, and 6.8 Edwards. So a real defensive performance. Let's see if we can say anything in the dressing room to get them playing a little bit better. I'm proud of everyone's efforts so far. Keep going, we can win this. We're not going to win if we don't shoot. It's been really disappointing to watch. Yeah, I'm going to say that one. I'm going to disagree with you. Gianluca, today we've got to G them up. So we're going to point finger and say that, and that's motivated most players. So let's start the second half then. Sub from the AI again, as usual at half time. Happens nearly every game now. I don't know why that is. Do they just remove their lower condition players? Don't know, but not many highlights so far. We're into the 62nd minute. There's a bit of space still on the left there. Burridge crosses in and Sams heads out, and Westendorf's there, but it's over the top. A missed chance step for Fylde, and it's still 0-0. We're going to make some changes then. We've not had a single shot, although we've had 5 corners. 5 corners, no shots. How do we get these corners? So let's change something then. How is Ademir? Potential knee injury. Who's that? Donaghy's very poor and not playing very well either. Nobody's playing well, really. So we're going to take Donaghy off. We've only got one forward, really. I've tried Trusty up front in recent games. He just doesn't do as well playing in the forward position. So we're going to bring Zach Scott on. Early change. A lot of minutes for Scott. He's been coming on for the last 5 minutes or so. We'll play him as a poacher. I don't think I've tried him as a poacher before. Fiora's having a pretty poor game. See if we can get a bit more creativity. And I'm going to bring Greenwell on. He is left only. So we're going to have him as a central midfielder on attack. So we're going a little bit more attacking. 2 changes. Let's see if that does the trick. And take a 0-0 draw from this, especially with no shots on target. And here we go. O'Shea, it's their attack again. This guy O'Shea has had a lot of the ball, but Claxton cuts it out, gives it to Trusty. Keenly side plays it to Trusty. Trusty's floating around outside the box. Gets into the box. Can he get the ball in? Scott, the super sub has come on. Trusty set him up. His first goal of the season. And we've really snatched this lead so far. 72 minutes. Zach Scott set up on a plate there by Trusty. What a run that was. Direct into the box. Zach Scott just waiting in the middle there with his gloves on. And puts it in. It is the 1st of January. Got to let him off for that with wearing gloves. But we're first shot on target, and we're certainly playing better now. We've changed it. We've had 2 shots on target. And Sam's heads out again. Keenly side picks up. This seems to have done the trick, this change. Claxton on the left. Don't lose the ball. Keenly side. Sam's joining the attack. Plays it to Greenwell. Plenty of assists this season. Trusty's floating about in his favourite position. But what was that? Straight to the keeper. And we're going to make some changes when the ball goes out of play or when the highlight ends. There's Robson. Throws it out to their central defender Kensdale. Playing it across the back. Keep it tight, boys. We've got to try and win this game, although it'd be difficult. Westendorf, the danger man, plays it to Briggs. Danzes away, puts it in, and Westendorf equalises. 78 minutes, and that was on the cards, wasn't it? We've poked the bear, and Fylde come back. Let's skip that, and we're going to make changes. We have had a little bit more momentum since we've put a few more attacking players on. But Adamir is running on fumes now, 6.3. We've got to do something there. And how can we deal with that? Let's bring Claxton back. Let's go to a back 4 and move Florio out to right back. Yeah, we'll bring Hinchy in for Adamir and play him. No, there. Edwards as a defensive midfielder. Half-back, yeah, put him as half-back. I like a half-back. He can play half-back. Slot in there between those 2 central defenders and make a 5. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. A point will do us. But could we get a winner? There's Hinchy coming on for Adamir. But it's a corner. As you can see, both teams playing in white again. Forgot to mention that. Pick us out by the green socks. Oh, corner didn't happen. Very good. Great save. It's a corner to us now. Keenly side. In there, and Jones heads it out for them, but it's Scott, the super sub. Keenly side puts it in again, but easy catch for Robson, their keeper. And we're into the last 10 minutes now, and this could go either way. Robson, their keeper, good clearance, but Sams heads it back, and Fylde with the ball. Keep them out, keep solid. Logan plays it to Briggs. Briggs to Danz. Danz has got away from our fullback there. And Westendorf's in again. Another easy goal for him. We're falling apart after going in front. Is it offside? It looks... Yes, it's offside. Well done. Well done. You let him run offside there, didn't you? Well done. So 1 each. We get away with that. Let's have a shout. We know they don't work, but let's encourage just in case we get something. And there's not been much in it. 1.09 to 1.32. And we're going to get the point. Yes, that was a good point. And pretty even, really. They had 5 shots on target to our 4. We certainly played better in the second half. And the goal from Scott, first of the season, replacing the ineffective Donaghy today. And Fiora was not effective. So a good point. We didn't play brilliant. Extends our lead at the top to 3 points. Guiseley have the game in hand, but even if they win it, they'd have to win it comfortably to get above us. And 26 games gone, 65 points. You've got to be happy with anything over 2 points a game. Guiseley are running us all the way at the moment. And as I said, a good point at Fylde, who keep their 7th position. We're going on another long unbeaten run. We've only lost 1 game. Let's see what's coming up and where we're going to come back. We've gone now in the league, 6 games unbeaten, 5 wins and a draw. It's all about probably getting a right back in and another striker, because we are missing Westwood up front. Where we're going to come back. So let's play through all of January, and we'll come back on the 14th of February, Valentine's Day, on a Saturday for Kettering at home. Hope you've enjoyed this. Please leave a like, comments, always welcome. That's all for now. Dave Dog, thanks for watching. Goodbye.